Hi, this is Monica Bramlett, and in this video, we are going to talk about an efficient strategy for multiplying 8 by any single digit number. So first, we're going to focus on using the distributive property for this strategy. So in order to get the most out of this strategy, you need to have mastery of your times 3 and times 5 facts, or your times 4 facts, and then you need to have understanding of the distributive property. So let's start by taking a look at the number 8. Okay, so 8, when we're looking at the distributive property, we're thinking about decomposing it into addends. So I can separate 8 into 1 plus 7, 2 plus 6, 3 plus 5, and 4 plus 4. So the idea behind these strategies is to use which fact set comes more naturally to you. So for example, 1 and 7, 1 is a great foundational fact, but 7 is not. So I'm going to move on and look at, 2 and 6. I love times 2s, but 6s, we have a strategy for that. So 3 and 5, the 5 is definitely foundational, and 3 facts are typically one of the ones that we can master rather quickly. And then we just talked about previously our 4 facts. So once a student has mastered their 4 facts, they may want to rely on the addends of 4 and 4. So we are going to take a look at using 3 and 5 and 4 and 4 today. However, if you do feel more comfortable with these fact sets, feel free to use those as well. Okay, so we are going to start off by looking at the problem 8 times 4. So I have my area model here so that I can use that to show an illustration of my work. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to decompose 8 into 3 and 5. So now I've rewritten my problem as 3 plus 5 times 4. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to distribute this 4 to the 5, so 4 times 5. So if I look at that, I know that, that 4 rows of 5 or 5 rows of 4 is going to be equal to 20. Okay, so we first did 4 times 5. Now we're going to do 4 times 3. And that's 12. So I know altogether that this is equal to 32. Okay, so let's look at it using our 4 facts. So what we could do right here is we are going to decompose 8 into 4 and 4. So now I've got this problem that's 4 plus 4 times 4. So first we're going to start off by distributing this 4 to this 4. So I have a square, my 4 rows of 4. And I know that's 16. And you're going to have another 4 by 4 of 16. And so when we double 16, we get 32. Okay, let's look at these strategies using the problem 8 times 6. Okay, so for 8 times 6, for this one, we're going to decompose the 8 into 3 and 5. So now we have created the problem 3 plus 5 times 6. We're going to start off by distributing the 6 to the 5. So 5 rows of 6, and we know that that's going to be 30. Okay, and now we're going to distribute the 6 to the 3. And we know that that's 18. And 30 plus 18 is equal to 48. Okay, so let's look at using our 4 facts here. 8 times 6, decompose into 4 plus 4. So now we have the multiplication 4 plus 4 times 6. Okay, so we're going to distribute the 6 to the 4. Okay, and 4 rows of 6 is going to be equal to 24. And then we're simply just going to double that down here because we have another 4 rows of 6. So we get a total of 48. Of course, once again, the strategy here is also meant to be able to be done mentally. And mentally, this can be done rather quickly, especially much more quickly than counting on our fingers, skip counting by 8s. But we can also take any mental strategy and apply it to a written strategy as well. Okay, next we're going to look at how we can use the associative property as a strategy for multiplying by 8. To be successful with using the associative property as a strategy for multiplying by 8, you must have mastery of your times 2 facts and understanding of the associative property. Okay, so we are going to take a look at the number 8. And so when we're looking at the associative property, we are looking at decomposing the number into factors. So I love trying to get my times 2's in there. So I know that 2 times 4 is equal to 8. I could take it a step further though, and I can actually decompose 4 into 2 times 2. So at this point, we are going to rewrite the number 8 as 2 times 2 times 2. So I refer to this strategy, as well as others do, as double, double, double. Okay, so let's look and see how this looks on an area model and how the strategy works. So we're going to use the same problems that we used for the distributive property. So on this one, I have 8 times 4. Okay, so what I'm going to do is decompose 8 into the factors of 2 times 2 times 2. And so now I have this multiplication problem right here. Okay, so first what I'm going to do is I am going to multiply 4 by one of these 2's here. And I know that's 8, so I'm going to show that here on my area model. So 4 doubled right here is 8. Okay, but next I've got to take this 8 and multiply it by the 2 here. So 8 doubled is 16. And we can see that on the area model because we took this section right here and we double it here. So now we have a total of 16 shaded. Okay, and then lastly, I'm going to take this 16 and double it one more time. And that's 32. So I know my answer is 32. And looking at our area model, we're taking this part right here and copying it here. So we doubled that section. So we have double, 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 and that gets us to our answer. Okay, let's look at this strategy with 8 times 6. Okay, so once again, we're going to decompose 8 into the factors of 2 times 2 times 2, and we are going to multiply all of that by 6. So I'm going to start by multiplying 6 by 2. So there's my total of 12. Okay, then I'm going to take that 12 that I got and I'm going to multiply it by another group of 2. So I'm taking this and doubling it to 24. And then lastly, I'm taking the 24 here and doubling it to get a total of 48 in all. So we took the 6, doubled it to 12, doubled the 12 to 24, and doubled the 24 to 48. So double, double, double. Okay, so now what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to use this strategy to multiply 8 times 7. So press pause and then press play when you're ready to review. Okay, so we start by decomposing the 8 into 2 times 2 times 2. So now we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 7. Looking at our area model, we're going to double 7 to get a total of 14. So I'm going to keep a running total over here. So we doubled 7 to 14. Now we're going to double this 14 here. So now we have a total of 28. And lastly, we are going to double this section here. And so we get a total of 56. Okay, so this is how you could use the associative property as a strategy for multiplying by 8. This is personally my favorite because I love being able to just use doubles, as that's a very foundational fact. However, you might tend to lean towards one of the distributive property options, and whichever is most efficient for you is the strategy that you want to use to develop your multiplication fact fluency. So in this video, we learned strategies for multiplying any number by 8.